Hello everyone and welcome to the download from 24 IT Services. What a week it has been. I had Wayne on the show last week and the amount of news that's happened since then, just across the local region alone, has been phenomenal. And I'm looking forward to talking about all of it today with our special guest. I best change over to my in-room co-host for today, Carol from Past Logistics.
Hi.
Hello, Carol. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank
Yeah?
you for inviting me.
It's all right. You've had a busy week as well, haven't you?
It has. It's been a busy year, to be honest, which is good. We like that. We like being busy with our own business and our Doncaster colleagues and everything Doncaster related.
Exactly. And usually I'll go straight into like tech, AI and cyber news and stuff this week. But I wanted to cover some regional stories because, as I mentioned right at the beginning, we've had some really big developments. So let's have a look at those ones first before I cover any other topics, because this is really, really exciting news for not just people in the local area, but across the local region as a whole, across South Yorkshire and beyond. So yesterday, at an event at Doncaster Sheffield Airport, the South Yorkshire Mayoral Combined Authority gave unanimous approval to approximately 160 million in funding towards reopening the airport. Basically, approving the plans to reopen the airport at that point. Of course, there's still a long way to go before it will reopen, and there's still a lot of work behind the scenes before it can reopen. And we may not even see passenger flights being able to be booked until potentially even next summer. But this was one of the last crucial steps alongside reopening the airspace that would allow for the airport to reopen. And I know, Carol, you were there yesterday, weren't you?
I was, yes.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to attend with Adrian Sullivan, upon invite from Olive Coppard. So that was quite
absolutely brilliant. I know Mike from 24, he headed over. What was the reaction from people actually at the event when the funding for the approval was, well, approved?
Round of applause and cheers from everybody that was in the room. I think we all knew kind of the way it was going. They weren't going to have the cookies printed and bring the Vulcan out for it. So,
it would have been slightly disappointing, wouldn't it?
It would have been an odd event if that's not the way it had gone. But I guess until each of the mayors and the council leaders had voted, it wasn't definite.
Yeah.
So that was the point. It became definite.
Yeah.
I suppose it could have been a curveball thrown in there, I guess. But
there could have been
unanimous votes as well.
Yeah, and it was great to be able to hear everyone's like positive attitude towards it. There was the odd like buts and we have to consider this and stuff like that. I was tuned into the live stream, of course, through the South Yorkshire Mayoral Combined Authority website. That's a mouthful to be able to say, by the way.
I know.
But I was tuned in. It was just really good that everyone who spoke about it always had something positive to say. There was, like I say, there was a few, we have to consider this, but this and that and the other.
The buts are important because we're investing a lot of our money into that. So I was really glad to see that,
all of these things are being taken into consideration. Yeah. But yeah, I'm super thrilled that we're now going to see this airport go to the next level, really. And there's a lot of hard work that's going to go in the background. Of course, people like Christian, who's heading up the development over there at the airport. He's got a lot on his hands. So anything that the wider business community can do to be able to support the reopening of the airport, I know at 24 IT Services, we're fully behind it, and we're looking forward to being involved in whatever way we can, whether that's supporting actually at the airport itself or just being advocates for the reopening of the airport. And I'm looking forward to just getting back and flying out of there again, if I'm completely honest.
The Doncaster business community is pretty great anyway.
And
mostly unified, but this particular topic, it really has brought everybody together even more. I mean, I'm sure there will be businesses there, don't bomb me with negativity, but there will be businesses that aren't in favour of it. But from
there will always be people as well that will have negative comments maybe to say, and
that's important also.
Yeah.
It's important to be challenged. It's important to take out negative comments
and take some of these things into consideration. Yeah. But no, I'm really, really looking forward to it. Of course, we could see potentially air freight happening as soon as next summer, I believe. I know 2XL have already got special permission to be able to do certain flights in and out. Of course, with Past Logistics, do you think that with the the growth that you guys have seen over the past few years, could we potentially see some form of pass air freight in Doncaster in the near future, do you think?
There's a thought. A passport.
Yes, exactly.
Well, there's no plans for that at the moment.
No, and I wouldn't expect you to reveal it even if there were. But it's interesting that there are so many local businesses like yourselves that will be able to take advantage of these services reopening at the airport.
Well, just to correct that, I mean, I'm not saying there's no plans for air freight at the moment. Absolutely. If you want it moving, we'll get it done.
Exactly.
There's no plans for the passport.
No.
But we're in logistics, so it's obviously we've got a lot of excitement in our industry in Doncaster about this, particularly for past logistics. But for all businesses, the investment it will bring into the city, it is good news. The talent, the skill,
upskilling of people,
training, education. You know, our kids in school and young people in university, there's a lot more avenues open to them now because of this airport, and there will be increasingly so for many different sectors as well, not just in logistics and air freight. It really does open the doors to
we've got manufacturing that will be looking to come into the area because of this. There's new developments that are potentially up that could go up around the airport as well.
Rolls off of all this.
Exactly.
For us as logistics, but even yourselves for IT, it could bring some great opportunities for many businesses.
And there's also, we've got to take into consideration people like hybrid air vehicles, not at the airport specifically, but them coming into the airport, them coming into the region, should I say, and again, the upskilling of local talent that will happen because of that.
And the sense of pride in Doncaster. To have our airport, it's been quite astounding. It's like I say, there will be people that are not in favour, but from what the people around me that I know, I don't know any negativity. There's checks and balances in place, and people are holding us to account. But everybody's very much in favour of it, business and personally. So it's a great project for Doncaster, and well done to our leaders that have made this happen in Doncaster, South Yorkshire. Like,
Ros Jones has done absolutely brilliant, and also people behind the scenes, like I said, I mentioned earlier about Christian, but even from the public side as well, Mark from Save DSA, the public campaign that he's done to kind of gain that interest and just get signatures on and things like that, like absolutely brilliant.
Hard work for a number of years. As it's since it closed. Actually, that's I'm aware of people that have worked really hard. I mean, we don't always know the names of them. They're not, like your mayors and this, that, and the other. But alongside, our Doncaster mayor and the South Yorkshire mayor Oliver Coppard and the heads of the other councils in the region, there's a lot of business people and just normal people, citizens that have worked tirelessly for this, and it was a really great day for them. I hope they celebrated last night.
I think a few of us will be having some drinks closer to this weekend to kind of celebrate, I think. Speaking of celebrations, though, coming up at the end of the year, of course, we've got the Doncaster Business Awards, and this past week, announced live on Doncaster Radio, by the way. Thank you very much to Doncaster Chamber and, of course, Bruce over at Doncaster Radio for these announcements. I was sat in the office. I had my radio on and everything, listening to it live. I visibly, I got up out of my seat and shouted when I heard our name. But yes, for the 2026 Doncaster Business Awards, 24 have been announced as finalists in 3 categories. So we were announced as finalists for Medium Business of the Year, Employer of the Year, and I must be a glutton for punishment because somehow we're also finalists for Campaign of the Year again. We missed out on it last year, and I've been putting so much hard work in this year. I'm crossing my fingers that we can hopefully get Campaign, but we will have to wait and see. The judging will happen now over the next few weeks.
There for the Campaign of the Year.
Oh yeah, Active Fusion, our charity partner, are also in Campaign. They are an absolutely brilliant charity. The work that they do, and they won it 2 years ago as well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Active Fusion.
Yes. But yeah, so tough competition. Also in Campaign, there is DCLT, there's Doncaster Racecourse, Sleep Charity, Venatu, who I think they won it 2 years ago as well, if I remember rightly. But yes, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm just thankful to be finalists.
Well, the team you're doing that's going out, that's right. I'm after a guest appearance on that. Meet the neighbours.
I think that's what we need to do next. Meet the neighbours. But that's fun. Something that we've been trying to do as well, is that part of this brand awareness piece is not just raising awareness of 24 IT's colours and the logo and stuff like that. It's it's creating connections within the local community, whether it's bringing people out to the rugby or hosting events and stuff like that. Like the campaign that we've tried to put together, and it's going to be something that will continue. It's not just a one and done. It's a much more holistic approach to positioning ourselves as like centers to our local business community, and hopefully we're doing a good job with it, but we'll wait and see.
All right.
But there are many other great businesses that are finalists across 16 categories. Now, I've mentioned already Active Fusion, Charity of the Year, Business Person of the Year, Mark Taylor, who was a guest earlier in the year.
Yes.
He's also a finalist. And also 24 IT, we're sponsoring additionally, as well as being the headline sponsor, but we're also sponsoring Large Business of the Year, and the finalists for that are 2XL Aviation, Hesley Group, and Keepmoat and Polypipe. And like I say, there are so many brilliant finalists this year across all of these categories. And as headline sponsors, we're proud to champion how well people are doing throughout the local region. I mean, we're not involved in any of the judging. The only thing that we're involved in is sponsoring the event and celebrating and the brand awareness around that and everything as well. Like, we don't get involved in any of the extra judging though.
Local business.
Oh yeah.
I particularly like the Apprentice of the Year one. I don't know any of the candidates that are nominated this year, but what a great opportunity for apprentices to get a bit of recognition for the work they do. Because
definitely.
Apprentice, and it's hard.
Yes.
You know, you're working, you're studying, and you're learning from your senior head. So I'm a big fan of that award. So good luck to all of them and everybody that's
definitely. And like I said, we've got Charity of the Year, we've got Small, Medium, and Large Business of the Year, Micro Business, New Business of the Year as well, Green Business, lots and lots of different categories. I should really load them up in another tab on one of my screens just to kind of make sure that I go through them, as many of them as possible, and don't miss any. But Local Impact of the Year, Innovation of the Year, again, Automated Analytics in that one as well.
That's a great one, isn't it?
I think they've already won the
last year
innovation. Yeah, but they're continuing to innovate within their own market as well.
A great Doncaster company there.
Yeah, we've got Customer Service of the Year, of course, as well. And like you say, Apprentice of the Year. So yeah, really looking forward to being able to see that and celebrate with everyone on December 11th. I did want to thank all of the other sponsors this year. There are still some sponsorship opportunities available, by the way, in some of the categories. But sponsors so far for this year, Polypipe, Hesley Group, RSJ Print, 7 Studios, Doncaster College, Peel Land, Yorkshire Wildlife Park, Keepmoat, and also Launchpad Doncaster, CFP Group, Enviro Electronics, and King Asia Foods, as well as ourselves. So yes, thank you very much to all of the sponsors, to all of the categories. And if you are interested in becoming a sponsor this year, reach out to Doncaster Chamber. There is currently sponsorship opportunities, I believe, for Green Business and Charity of the Year, although that may have changed by the time we're having this episode, of course. But those were the ones I'd taken note of when I was looking through it yesterday. But yes, really looking forward to it. Are you going this year, Carol?
I am.
You are? Are you booked on? Nice. Kind of.
I've had a couple of invitations from other businesses.
Yep.
But I think past this might be having a presence there this year, which would be great.
Very good. Are you looking at potentially applying for an award maybe next year, do you think?
Oh, that's above my pay grade. That's
not giving anything away, trade secrets.
No, couldn't possibly. No, I think for the next year, we've really got to focus on working.
Yeah.
We've got a lot going off in Doncaster and further afield.
Yeah.
And we just all love working, really.
Yeah. And you say you're doing such a brilliant job at the moment, and we'll come back to that a little bit later in the show, but your brand awareness and the rate that your business is growing at is absolutely brilliant, and we're proud to be able to support in whatever way we can as well. And you're literally like next door, aren't you? So
24 next door.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't take you long to be able to get into the office for today's podcast. Moving on to the next news story now, and last week I very briefly spoke about the cyber attack on Jaguar Land Rover, where they were forced to shut down their systems, and it's now been over a week since they were forced to shut them down, and even now UK factories, as well as factories in Slovakia, China and India, have also been unable to operate since the attack. Now, they would usually be producing in the range of around 1,000 vehicles a day. So it's having a really significant impact on their operations and is proving very costly to the business. Jaguar Land Rover is saying that they're working around the clock to restart its network in a controlled and safe manner, and is liaising with third-party cybersecurity specialists and also law enforcement around the attack. The group behind the M&S Co-op and Harrods cyber attack earlier this year has claimed responsibility for this latest attack, and the BBC reported on Monday that they're trying to extort money from the firm, which Jaguar Land Rover are currently investigating as well. I also heard, and again, this is rumour, so please do not take it as gospel, that it is having an impact on other industries within this sector. So Rolls-Royce apparently are having some issues with their manufacturing as well. They're not closed. It could just be that it's just affecting some parts of their production process or parts that are linked into the business and things like that. But it is having a knock-on effect throughout the industry as well. So do bear that in mind. I mean, Carol, how much do you think that they could potentially be losing per day at the moment? I mean, 1,000 vehicles that they're not able to produce.
That's a lot of money.
That's millions. It's got to be in the millions.
The knock-on effects across a lot of industries, supply chain, and that'll be huge. It's not just about the cars.
No.
The economic impact will be massive. I knew you were going to get me on. I don't know about this stuff. This is why I'm friends with you, Tony.
It's less to this point about the cybersecurity, though. It's about the business, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And the people. There's people now that aren't able to work.
More and more an issue for not business and personally. And it's when you see the companies with like Mark Spencer's and Jaguar Land Rover getting attacked, that really is quite scary to your small and medium businesses. We've got you guys as our friends, which is great.
I mean, just look at M&S as an example. It took them months to be able to recover. Only recently have they opened up their online ordering system again.
I saw that, that was a hit for me over the holidays, because that's my go-to for online school uniform orders. That's a knock-on effect to normal things that you order.
Exactly.
But no, it's going to cost them a lot of money, and it will cost the economies a lot of money, and it'll cost a lot of supply chain partners a lot of money.
Yeah.
And delays, which costs a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, we've only just had the new registrations, I suppose, over the last week been released, and of course this will then impact the amount of vehicles they're able to get in with those new registrations, I suppose, as well.
Darn it, my new Jaguar will be on hold.
I know. But it's 10 days without being able to produce anything, and it's not just having an impact on the business, but also the staff as well. And if they're unable to work,
the people there must be some pretty stressful days going on.
Yeah. But like I said, this is still a developing story. There has been no confirmation of exactly what the attack involved. It's thought to be a ransomware attack, but again, there's been no confirmation from Jaguar Land Rover on that, only that they have had to take systems down because of the cyber attack. So we'll be monitoring this one closely, and we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. But yes, it's scary to be able to see. Moving on to the next news story. So this one's more of a lighter technology story, not too in-depth with the cybersecurity. But yesterday, in consumer technology news, Apple announced their new iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods lineup, with the latter two already available for pre-order and the iPhone 17 lineup available to pre-order from this Friday, being released next Friday. The new phone lineup features the baseline iPhone 17 with upgraded cameras, slightly larger screen, variable refresh rate for an always-on display. There's the new iPhone Air, which is Apple's thinnest phone ever, with just 5.6 millimeters in the main body. Of course, there is the camera bump as well, but still beside the point. 5.6 millimeters, bleeding hell. And it still offers apparently up to 27 hours of video playback, and in Apple's words, all-day battery life. We'll see how long that really is, though, because Apple have also released an additional MagSafe magnetic battery pack just for the iPhone Air, so maybe they're thinking people will need to extend the battery. We will have to wait and see, obviously. We'll see some real-world testing going on over the next couple of weeks, let's say. But they also announced the iPhone 17 Pro, Pro Max, and also for those new cameras, larger batteries, new design, vapor chamber cooling for the chipset that's inside as well. So looking forward to that. One of the more interesting additions across all models was the new center stage selfie camera. Sounds a bit strange. we're a tech podcast, we're talking about a selfie camera, but that's beside the point. But it's now no longer awkward holding your phone at arm's length at an angle, trying to get everyone in the shot, because it's now a square frame.
See,
So
I understand.
yeah. So what will happen is you hold your phone vertical and it's able to automatically detect the amount of people that are in the frame and make the image wide enough, hopefully there's not too many people, to fit everyone in. But yeah, really good. And you can also manually change it. You can change it. You can hold your phone vertically and still get a wide shot if you want to as well. So really, really good.
Out of everything you just said, that's the only bit I understood.
Yeah.
Self cam that's coming on board. I have an iPhone. I get a new one when it breaks, which is usually about 3 years.
Yeah. And I know you always have problems with your selfies, don't you? You usually have to get me to hold it out for you, don't you?
Yes, you are. So that's good. I like
Yeah.
that self-cam, but everything else you said I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, one thing that you also may just go over your head, and that's fine, is that additionally, after the event, it's also been uncovered that Apple have introduced something called memory integrity enforcement for always-on memory safety protection across all of these new devices, which prevents them from targeted attacks such as the Pegasus tool, which is where it's a highly targeted attack where it can actually target the system memory on device. So really good that they're increasing physical security as well as software security. Carol, I know, like you said, you're an iPhone user.
Well done, Apple.
Yeah. For yourself, I know you said potentially the selfie camera might be interesting to you. Do you think there's anything else that you look for when you're looking for a new device? No, just cameras, color.
No, I don't.
I was disappointed to see there's not a black color for the Pro. It's like this midnight blue, silver, and then like a burnt orange.
I don't know what color mine is because I always have it inside one of those Survivor cases. Yeah. So I have to have the cases with the side impact bars.
Yeah. I would show you mine, but mine's being used as a webcam at the moment. Like that's how much I use my phone. Yeah. My phone is actually Carol's webcam. So yeah. Earlier this week, I actually put a poll over on LinkedIn to see how often people actually upgrade their devices. Now, about 25% say they replace theirs within every 2 years. About 19% said every 3 years, but about 53%, I was actually surprised to see this, said that they only replace it when their device breaks. With the rest of people, they have business devices, they only replace them when the business replaces them. But how often do you think that you replace your device, Carol?
Probably about every 3 years, but I mean that's because it's in a good case. If I didn't have any case or had it in a standard case, it'd probably be every couple of months, really. But I'm not
with the amount of cracks it might have.
I don't know what half the things on it do on my phone. I don't have a need to use it. It's I'm busy with other things.
I use mine for everything, absolutely everything.
Yeah, I couldn't live without it for sure. The iPhone, I don't know. I couldn't imagine life without my iPhone. It's the go-to for everything, isn't it? But
here's a question for you then. Completely, I'm going to go slightly off topic. When was your first iPhone?
Well, I can kind of remember. I used to have Blackberries. Do you remember Blackberries?
Yes, I do.
If I'm remembering rightly, they were the only phones you could get emails on.
Yes. So I actually watched, and this is great, by the way. If anyone's interested in the evolution of the smartphone, I watched the BlackBerry film this past week. Absolutely brilliant.
That watch.
But it talks about the rise and fall of BlackBerry and like how, yes, for the longest time, BlackBerry was the only phone where you could have like proper emails on it.
Buttons, and I was scared of an iPhone. My friends started to get them and colleagues, and I'd not had a touch screen. I couldn't use them. But, BlackBerry came to an end, and I got the iPhone. And now, if you give me a phone, my mum's got a phone that's got buttons. I don't know what to do with this. It's gone the other way now. I can't imagine a BlackBerry now. How do we carry those little tiny keys?
Exactly.
You had a little thing to press them with.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that they didn't really keep up with the market quickly enough. Like they saw the iPhone and they basically saw it as a joke. When you look at the film and like the history behind it,
so the business model was amazing.
Oh yeah,
it solved so many problems with one device.
Exactly.
That they didn't make it complicated.
No.
You could easily integrate that device into your life and all its functionality. Most people. I know some people are staunch Android users, but shame.
I mean, for me, like I say, it integrates across so many different things for me. So like I've got my phone, I've got my iPad, I've got an Apple Watch. At home we've got home pods, so we've got all the music that goes through them. We've got Apple TVs in the different rooms that we've got TVs, so we can stream things from our phones if we want to, and it all links together with photo albums and things like that. It's for me, and again, you can do this on some Android devices as well. I'm not saying that you can't, but for me, the way that the ecosystem pulls everything together, if you have other devices from them,
I do
absolutely
see that, and my adult children and teenagers do tell me all about this Apple ecosystem. But
yeah,
I'm a basic customer. I've got my earpods cost like 30 quid or something.
yeah,
I'm easy. I don't do all this, but I do hear it's great.
yeah. I mean, for me, like I've got some AirPods on my desk. These are my old ones. I keep them at work now, but I've got some in my pocket as well. I've also got the big over ear ones. Sound quality is phenomenal. Like absolutely
They're
brilliant.
really expensive, aren't they? Those big over
Yeah.
80s style. Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
cheap, but yeah, so good. So good. But yeah, so the new iPhones pre-order available from Friday, releasing next Friday. I've already got an alert in my calendar to get my pre-order in. I haven't replaced mine in a couple of years. I haven't replaced it in a couple of years. Like I say, I use it for everything, and I'm just like, you know what? I think now's the time for me to get another one. I've been saving up my like birthday money and Christmas money and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my little treat to myself. My wife Amy, she can buy her dresses and stuff like that. Me, iPhone. Sorted. Moving on to the next news story and final news story actually for this week. And it's only a brief one, but it is to say that this week is the St. Ledger Festival, which starts tomorrow, Ladies' Day. Doncaster Chamber are hosting businesses from throughout the local region. Our CTO Tony and his wife Amy are going to be in attendance with them, and also Carol, I think you're going as well, aren't you?
Yeah, and Adrian from Passive
Yeah.
He's going too. Lots of great Doncaster's in there.
Oh yes. But that's over in the, is it Club 1776 marquee? Yeah. So make sure, if you're going to be there tomorrow, make sure that you say hello to everyone who's going to be there. Please post plenty of photos. I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be very jealous seeing all these photos, but please post plenty of photos.
Selfies, and if you're not there, I rely on you.
Tony will have to be your arm.
Yeah, Tony and Amy there, aren't we? So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think we only booked Tony on last week. I think it was because we've been seeing like who might be available for it and this and the other. And Mike wanted to go, but he's out for other meetings. But yeah, it's going to be a good weekend, I think.
It is. It's another great week for Doncaster.
Yeah.
For the Doncaster economy, and it's a feel-good factor for Doncaster. Everyone, even on years when I've not been to the Ledger I said I wasn't going this year on the Saturday because it's so busy and so much prep, but I got FOMO and ended up. I'm off. But it's great, even on years when I've not been. When I've had young children, that sort of thing, I've not been. Just when you see all the the buses and then dressed up and. See the venues in Doncaster full and on the outskirts of Doncaster full. We've got such great venues around.
Oh, really good. Yeah.
I mean, the Crown, Earl of Doncaster. I think so many. Sorry, I haven't said them all, but there's so many good ones, and it's an opportunity to get behind them. And just enjoy the day. And it's who doesn't love a bit of champagne in the morning? There's not very much time that comes along. I mean,
I'm actually surprised I'm not heading across this year. Like I've actually been to the Ledger the last 2 years now. Different events that different people have put on, but just worked out, calendars didn't align and just couldn't make it across this year. But I say Tony's going to be heading across. Well, he's going to be there, I think, most of the weekend.
Oh, it's good. Let's keep our fingers crossed for the weather.
Yes.
It holds out, and then it's autumn properly sets in after Ledger Week. So, anyway,
and before we know it, it'll be Christmas and your birthday. I had to make a little bit of a joke about it in the teaser for the podcast this morning, but yes.
Well, I know I saw that and I thought, I hope he's not expecting me to sing because what my name suggests is not what you'll get. It's not my talent at all.
Well, let's move on from that. Let's say if you are going to be around Doncaster this weekend, or at least from tomorrow, do bear in mind that probably around midday and again closer to around 5-6 o'clock, it will probably be busy around there, especially with taxis and people being picked up and dropped off and stuff like that. But yes, for everyone who's heading over to the St. Ledger Festival and also the St. Ledger, of course, this weekend, enjoy it. Post plenty of photos, and I'm looking forward to seeing them all.
Drink responsibly, people.
Yes, and bet responsibly as well.
And bet responsibly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Moving on to this week's 24 top tech tip topic of the week. I didn't stumble over my words that time. 24 top tech topic. You should see, actually, sorry, I'm going to go slightly off topic. We're talking earlier about the Meet the Team videos. Okay. Inside the Meet the Team videos, we have a 24 top tech tip topic. And seeing everyone stumble over the words as they're recording it.
It's great.
Absolutely brilliant. In fact, it's not yet released. It'll be released later this week, but Connor, one of our engineers, no joke, he must have been spending about 5 minutes trying to say top tech topic. And I've got an outtake at the end of it, just of a few of the like best ones where he's going sort of thing. Absolutely brilliant. But yes, this week's 24 top tech tip topic of the week is all around network speeds, which for this, we are actually talking about mainly internal network speeds within a business, connecting each of your devices together. You know, that cable that you plug into the back of your computer or your laptop? Yeah. We're talking mainly about that.
Yeah, thanks.
In short, modern network speeds within a business increase from around 1 gigabit per second, with 2.5, 5, and 10 gigabits, as well as full fiber also being available as well. However, many people, many businesses don't actually understand what the different types of network speeds are and what their actual use cases may be. So, does everyone need 10 gigabits per second, do we think? No.
I don't.
No, definitely not. There are actually very few industries that probably actually do require those types of speeds, and it's usually used on particular devices such as servers and network storage and different things like that, although there are industries that do require it. Most office PCs and laptops likely have probably 1 gigabit per second networking capabilities, which are useful for day-to-day internet browsing, synchronizing documents, network storage or cloud storage, even working on documents over a network as well. There's very low bandwidth that these sorts of tasks need for internal networking. However, as technology is evolving and increasing, we're now seeing that many modern computers are actually coming with 2.5 gigabit networking speeds, which allow for faster data transfers over a network. And it's especially useful for working transferring larger documents over a network. Now, in a home use, for lower latency, it's potentially useful for PC connections, for gaming and game downloads and things like that for people who do that. But if your internet speed supports it, it could also provide much faster transfer of data from the internet as well. But it's important to remember in this case that not many homes have 1 gigabit per second internet at home. Likely you're probably going to have like 300 megabit or 500 megabit, or if you really are needing that full bandwidth, you could be going up to that 1 gigabit speed. So you may not see the benefit by having 2.5 gigabit unless you're really, really using a lot of internal network traffic. On the business side, let's picture this. If you have 250 users, all on the same network, all on HD quality Teams calls, only at that point would you start to see the impact on internet bandwidth with a 1 gigabit connection. Now, if you're doing other tasks as well, if you're streaming video, if you're working on files, it will start to impact. And it's trying to find this balance as to what's going to be most useful for each person and each business, depending on what their use cases are. Now, it's important to remember that this will also probably not specifically impact each person's individual networking capabilities, only the connection to the internet. So if you've got, say, for example, all of those people on a Teams call, but also they're working on documents at the same time, because the internet is 1 gigabit, but also the user's available networking speed is 1 gigabit each, they can still do things within the network as well. I'm using my hands a lot here, but the important thing to remember is that for most people, 1 gigabit internal networking, 2.5 maybe at the top, is more than useful for anyone. Now, I suppose the question is then, what about the higher speeds? What about 5 gigabit? What about 10 gigabit? Why would people need those? Well, this is where we get into the realm of probably needing much more compatibility with these device speeds. Many businesses who need these will need much more expensive networking switches that can support these, probably replacing cables within their business as well, that can support these faster speeds. Now, this could be for things such as video and film production, for example. When I'm editing videos, for example, I edit a lot of them on device, because if I was to try and do that over a 1 gigabit networking speed to a local storage device, the speed of being able to edit live over the network wouldn't be fast enough. So what you find is that in these film production studios, most of them are using much higher, faster networking to be able to edit live. So something called timeline scrubbing, you can just move your mouse throughout that timeline and be able to see a live update, even if it's on the network. Now, that's not for everyone. What you usually find is that people using 10 gigabit speeds as well, they might be using a data center in an enterprise, for example, where you need to link data together across multiple servers or multiple network storage. And that's probably where it's most useful. For most businesses, however, 10 gigabit networking speed is probably like buying a Ferrari to only use for your school run. It's impressive, but you would never utilize it to its full potential. Now, it sounds technical. I've tried to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to understand. We do have a full article over on our website at 20-4.it/insights if people do want to find out more. But for you, Carol, do you think that transfer speeds of files within your business is important for you? Do you think that you ever get to a point where you're thinking, oh, this file's taking way too long to be able to transfer? And
It's not something I think about daily, I'll be
no,
honest. But as a rule, I mean, thank goodness there's people at past that understand this far better than I, and that you guys are next door. But it's not. We don't have a lot of issues. Although this week, I don't know if you've had issues, but everything seems to have been a bit slow this week, internet speed wise.
I know that Virgin have had some issues over the last week, and I know that within our area there is a lot of Virgin connectivity.
Sense from my home
Yeah,
supply, yeah, it just seems to have been a slowdown.
yeah.
But it's generally everything works quite well.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we wanted to get across within this article this week, is that
Those articles are very good, by the way.
thank you very
I'm
much.
not going to read this one, but I read a lot.
They're very good, but I'm not going to read it.
And I'm not gonna, but I do read a lot of them, and they're quite a mail shot, and they're very informative. I learn a lot.
We try to be educational.
They are. They're very, very good.
Yeah. In the context of this one, yes, it is quite a technical topic, but what we're trying to get across to people is that unless you specifically need these really fast speeds, likely you probably don't need them all.
Spend your money on something else.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we do have further articles that are going to be coming soon on things like Wi-Fi speed and things like that will go into it further, from like your wireless communication, whether it's for your phone. I keep looking for my phone. You're using it as a webcam. Whether it's for your phone, whether it's for your laptop, and different things like that, and what's the most suitable. And we also have other articles on there around cybersecurity, around the upcoming Windows 10 end of life, and different things like that. So if you want,
good, I would encourage people to.
Thank you. But yeah, that's just available 20-4.it/insights if you want to be able to check any of that out. Now, this last segment of the show, as anyone who's tuned in plenty of times will know, is all about dedicating it to our co-host. So this week we've got Carol from Past Logistics. So Carol, tell us a little bit more about Past Logistics, what you guys do, and just how you support businesses.
Well, any of our Doncaster colleagues will no doubt be aware that Adrian Sullivan started the business 8 years ago as a man with a van.
Man with a van. I love hearing this story. I love hearing this story.
A story of how it came from one man with a van and one customer, you would imagine, to start with.
Yeah.
To where we are now, which is an integral part of the Doncaster business community.
Yeah.
Lots of hard work gone in over those 8 years. I've been fortunate enough to tag along in the last 18 months or so.
Yeah.
But what we do, everything logistics.
Yeah.
So if you need it moving or storing, we'll sort it out for you. Let us take care of your logistics, and you can take care of your business, people. Come to see us. Come see Adrian. Give us a ring. So this I'm really plugging now.
It sounds like a radio advert. Give us a ring.
Get the phone and start the ringing. But the people at Past is serious. The people at Past Logistics, I'm really fortunate to work with people in all departments at all levels that really do care, not just about their job. They do care about their jobs, but about their customers. It's important to them that they do a good job for their customer and their customer is happy, and that is what we do day in, day out. I'm not customer facing, so I'm not one of those skilled people, but very skilled.
You're more business networking facing, let's say.
Background, put the networking here and there. But they do a great job, fantastic job. The business,
you have a brilliant team over there.
We have a brilliant team in all departments. I'm really lucky that I get to work with such people every day. But that's inspired from the top, and that's the culture that Adrian's put into the business from day one. So he was very clear about the sort of business and culture he wanted, and we have people that work on that regularly to make sure that not just the customers are happy, which is obviously the most important thing, but that starts with internally being happy. If you don't have happy teams, you don't have happy customers.
Exactly. And that's something that we try to promote as well, is that we always say to people, we're not an IT business. We're a people business. And it starts with the people in this office and it extends to the people that work in any of our clients as well.
Business, that's what, that's where it starts.
And that's how it should be.
You're only as good as the people within your doors, really.
Exactly. And I say we have an absolutely brilliant team, which we're trying to highlight through these Meet the Team videos at the moment and share a little bit about who these people are and what they do. And they're more than just a voice at the end of a phone call, more than just a name on an email. And it's great to be able to see that you guys have that similar sort of work ethic.
We have some customers that, I'm not going to talk about the customer people, but the customers that deal with specific people within our building for their work, and we try to keep them with the same people, so they build the relationship and it runs smoothly because you get to know people, you get to know how they want things done. And like I say, our teams are very, very skilled at that. It's quite amazing really to see what they achieve and the feedback we get from the customers, how happy they are about not just the job that we've done, but the people that they've dealt with along the way. That's always really good to hear. That's really special to know that not only have you done the job, but the customer's happy.
Exactly.
With what you've done.
Exactly. And it's important to be able to share those stories as well.
I think so. Yeah. That's why we go network.
Exactly. In fact, I need to make sure I speak with someone at Pass actually, because it reminded me. I dropped Adrian a message over last week about a potential thing that could be of interest, whether it's something that you guys could handle direct or maybe a third party that you know.
Interesting, isn't it? Well,
yeah, I'll talk to you a little bit more about it after the podcast. Don't want to give anything away, but it could be an interesting one.
Yeah.
But also, like I say, over the last few years, you guys have been growing and doing your own brand awareness and sponsoring different things. I mean, front of shirt sponsors for Doncaster Rovers with how well they've been doing.
Amazing. This is what we hoped would happen.
Yeah.
Well, for Adrian and for Ricky, they've been lifelong supporters of Doncaster Rovers. So for them, it's amazing. I enjoy football. I've got sons that went through the academy at Doncaster Rovers back in the day. So, it's great for me too, and big support of all things Doncaster. But it just adds that trust element, I think, to the business. It's, brand recognition is important, but what's also important is to put back into your community.
Supporting local,
You're supporting local, you're employing people locally, but you're giving back to new. I know Rovers aren't a new business starting out, but I think we'll come on to one of those in a minute. But younger businesses that are starting out, whether you're supporting them with financial donations, with sponsorship, or whether just with your time is so valuable. And when you're starting out in business, that's what you need. You need people that know how to do things. We're so lucky in Doncaster. We've got the chamber, we've got Business Doncaster, and we've got really skilled experts there that help.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt to just lend a helping hand yourself to a business that's help them out.
And celebrate these businesses' successes and support them to grow.
Business.
It is,
It's not one I've taken, so it's a big decision, and it's a brave decision to start a business, to employ people and put your head up there. It's scary. So the more support we can give to local businesses, whether they're new or whether they're just starting out,
celebrate the local community and
right. Doncaster, winning the league champions last year, that's fantastic for Doncaster, not just for the team. Great celebrations were had. Not just by me.
Plenty of celebrations.
Of course, you could see the pubs and restaurants falling, the buzz around the city. People talking about it again, like we said with the airport. It's that sense of pride. And that's great for the city and for all of us.
It's really important to see, and like I say, it's really important to support local businesses, whether it's the Rovers, whether it's sponsoring them, whether it's working with local businesses wherever possible.
Just in conversations sometimes. I mean, I find it really interesting to hear all the businesses' journeys. I mean, not just the financial side, but from all areas of businesses. You have such great conversations, and there's so many great businesses in Doncaster.
Yeah, and then that's part of the reason. I mean, I'm wearing the cap today. We're one of the headline sponsors for Doncaster Knights. We're their training and leisure wear kit sponsor. We were last year as well. We've previously been front of shirt sponsor. We've been one of the driveway board sponsors for the longest time. We also sponsor Tickhill Cricket Club as well. But also, as I mentioned earlier, we Active Fusion, they're our charity partner. We provide IT and cyber security for them free of charge. They have that to make sure that they are secure and that they're doing brilliant work throughout the local region. And it's important to support local businesses, even down to, like, we're getting some new uniforms in the next month or so, and we're working with a local business. We could have gone to anywhere. We could have gone to one of the big brands and stuff like that. But it's important for us to sponsor local businesses. We've got some other projects coming up which can't talk about yet, but those are all being done with local businesses as well. And it's really important for us to give back into that local community.
Economy, it's our colleagues, friends, neighbours,
exactly.
that buy those places, and it does makes me really happy to see local businesses doing well. And past logistics, it's important to the whole senior leadership team, but particularly to Adrian, to just show our love for Doncaster. We love Doncaster. We love the business in Doncaster, and we support where we can, as other businesses support us.
And it extends beyond Rovers as well for yourselves. I mean, you sponsored Donnyfest this past year and also next year, I believe.
Yes, we are, and delighted as well. It's again that's local people that started off what started as a party in a field. In Ascot.
Literally,
it actually did, and it's grown. And I think these people, these people that run Donnyfest that started up, they have full-time jobs. And when I come home from work, I can't imagine,
Oh no, sitting down at the laptop and then doing a secondary job just because you want to, sort of thing.
And the people that bring to Doncaster, the acts and they bring into Doncaster, it's great to have these sorts of things coming into Doncaster. It elevates the city. It elevates all the businesses and the supply chain.
I'm gutted I missed out on it this past year, by the way. We couldn't arrange childcare in time, but I'm hoping that I can get along this next year.
The amount of children there.
Really?
And Donnyfest, what I particularly loved, so the acts got sort of more prestigious, if you like, as the night went on. So the last one was James Bay last year. So when he was on, there were still kids on Dad's shoulders.
Really?
Dark at night, like dancing, cheering. It was such a great family environment. There was picnic blankets out through the daytime. It was just a real nice atmosphere. The security there, I mean, a couple of times I caught the security there knocking out some dancers with people there, which was great to see.
Absolutely brilliant.
It was just a really nice atmosphere and a really nice vibe for Doncaster.
I think the security, actually, that's provided from a local business as well.
Group, is Sheffield, so that's South Yorkshire.
And I know some of the guys there. We've had some of them out at the rugby before, know them from networking and stuff like that.
They do a great job.
They
do a great job from what I see. A lot of events that they
and they work with a lot of different sports clubs as well, don't they, up and down the UK. But another one that's not Doncaster based but locally based, which is important.
It's next best thing to Doncaster, isn't it?
So. That's one way of wording it for sure. So, Carol, if people wanted to reach out to Past Logistics about any sort of work that they may need support with, how can they get in touch with you?
Go to our website, pastlogistics.co.uk. You'll find all the contact there. There is a contact us function on the website. I've even tested it myself. It works. There is all the usual ways. Give us a call, send us an email. LinkedIn, get in touch with myself, Adrian Sullivan, Richard Sylvester.
And you're all always active on LinkedIn.
We're always on LinkedIn on there, so it'll get picked up quite quickly, and we would love to help, and we would love to get involved with any projects for not just for Doncaster businesses, guys. We operate nationwide and further afield if you wish. So get in touch and we'll see what we can do. And we like to make new friends as well.
Yes. And I say you're always out at networking events. It's always great to be able to see you. And for us, it's great because you're just next door and you end up just coming round for a chat. And you keep saying that you're going to gate crash our fuddles.
I know, but I was away last week, wasn't I?
That's not my fault.
Gutted. Not my fault. Sorry, I do. I want to come to one of your fuddles. I
can give you a heads up of when the next one will be. In fact, this isn't a secret. We are going to be doing one of our legendary fuddles. Not only is it going to be Christmas Jumper Day, but it's the day of the business awards.
Gate crash, everyone.
So yeah, our office is going to be coming together. We're going to be getting our Christmas best on. We're going to be having one of our legendary fuddles in the office.
The awards night.
That's the idea.
Okay, got ya.
So yes, I'm sure that you'll be welcome to be able to pop by if you wanted to, Carol, on that day. I can't promise everyone else. But
Noted.
But thank you very much, Carol, for being able to join us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's
this podcast.
Yeah, it's just great to be able to sit down and have a chat. And we chat all the time at events, or we'll be over at the pub on a Friday or something like that, having a bit of a chit chat. But it's sometimes good just to be able to share those opinions on these different topics that come up throughout the local region, and especially like with yourself, you were there at the airport yesterday. It's good to be able to hear from you about how that went, but also about, like I say, what you're doing in the local region as well. So thank you very much. Next week, we will not have a new show. In fact, for the next 2 weeks, we won't have a new show. There are some other commitments that I'm already scheduled in for, let's say. Can't give too much away on them, but yes, next 2 weeks, there will be no new podcast. However, we will be back at the beginning of October with another new episode. Oh, the person that I've got lined up for the first week of October has said to me that they need to confirm close to the time, so I can't tease that one yet. But I do have, let's have a quick look on my schedule, because I've been checking people off as they've been coming on. I've got 15 people still lined up saying that they would like to be guests. So I will be reaching out people through to the end of the year to get people booked in as well. So looking forward to coming back again in a couple of weeks' time. I say I am going to be taking a 2-week break, but thank you, Carol, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone who's tuned in today, or if you're catching up, of course, we've got the catch-up that will be on LinkedIn, Facebook even, and also YouTube as well, and look out for the episodes going up on Spotify. We'll also have some shorts going on to TikTok, Instagram, and all of our other social platforms too. So thank you very much for tuning in or catching up with us today, and hopefully everyone has a great week. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.